Hi, my name is Brad. This is my first video that I'm uploading to YouTube, and so sorry if the quality isn't good. I just wanted to upload something to see if anyone could relate with what I'm going through. I have Aspergers Syndrome, and it's you haven't heard about Asperger's, it's a mild form of autism. It's complicated, and I have a lot of communication difficulties, and I have had a lot of communication difficulties throughout life, and life has been pretty rough for me thus far, and right now I'm in a pretty rough patch. I'm really sad, and I'm really depressed, and so I'm reaching out through YouTube. Might not be the best way, but I'm just trying new stuff, I guess. So I just wanted to read some of the stuff that I've written just today. Anyway, here, let's get to it. It's hard to be so sad, and it's hard to be confused, and why wouldn't it be? I can't ever seem to gauge things right socially. People are confusing. I've learned more about them only to frustrate myself more about them. It's hard to begin with that social cues weren't clear to me as a child, and have continued to be unclear as I've grown older. I've come to understand that if I can arrange for a person to be entirely open and honest with me, that I can actually understand what they're thinking and feeling, and actually know them as a result. And if I can share the same with them, then they can also know me. And to know and be known, that'd be great. I like that so much. I think everybody wants that. Anyway, I've tried to achieve this sort of arrangement, sort of intimacy, I guess, by providing my end of the honesty and openness, only to be met with disgust. Not all the time, but a lot of times it's like that. It's really difficult. I realize that the sad reality, sad for me, is that people intentionally and seemingly unconsciously, I guess, place barriers of communication between themselves and others. And they really expect you to do the same. They navigate these barriers intuitively, lowering them only by degrees the more a person proves to be trustworthy. But they're never dropped all the way. People never share exactly what they're thinking, and they don't want you to share exactly what you're thinking either. At least that's how it seems to me. Even the question, what are you thinking about, isn't to be answered honestly, or at least openly. Need to filter it, I guess, and I just don't. I actually say exactly what I'm thinking. It throws people off, and it's crazy to me. I can't figure it out sometimes. I can't really come to terms with this stuff, with these communication difficulties. I can't cope with it. And I think that's the reason I so often forget how this kind of stuff works, I guess. Not that I ever really understand it. Just social things in general. And I kind of just move forward with my plan of actually sharing entirely and expecting the same of others. I move past small talk. I don't want to have small talk. I just want to say exactly what's going on with me. I want to be entirely open and honest, and people don't like that. Yeah, I would really love to tell myself that the way that normal people work, non-Asperger's people, non-autistic, neurotypicals, I'd love to tell myself that the way they think and the way they work doesn't make sense, that they simply just lack the sense to know how simple and how easy a world without lies and half-truths and all these barriers, miscommunications would be. And I have thought that many times in the past, but I've learned that it does make sense, though it really pains me to admit that every time I think about it. Honesty and openness can be given freely and entirely only in a perfect world where trust isn't an issue. People open themselves by degrees, little by little, ever so carefully, and they do this intuitively, instinctually, and I'm just not keen at this sort of dynamic. I'm more concrete in my thinking, I guess, and it's all really confusing. I have in the past viewed my own simplicity in these matters as a superior way of thinking, like an elevated kind of thing, like I'm unsuited for the inferior norm, so everyone else is really the problem. But that's not true. The world isn't simple, people aren't simple, and it follows that communication can't be simple. And I just wish that my understanding of these things would necessarily translate into skill. And they don't. So I'm really sad right now. I'm really depressed. I'm probably in the lowest point that I've ever been in my life. I won't go into detail. But I'm just reaching out to see if anybody can relate, if anybody has anything to say about this kind of stuff. I'd appreciate that. Thanks for watching.